Hello, guys. Welcome to the first episode of the Girls Lounge podcast with your hosts, Kennedy
and Elizabeth, otherwise known as Liz,
and KT.
This is our first episode. Bear with us as we're getting the hang of everything, but we have a lot of fun things that we're going to discuss on this episode and our future podcast episodes, and we're really excited to actually be doing this.
Yes, this has been in the works for a couple months now, maybe. But what you can expect from us is we're going to be chatting about all things between the covers. We're going to be discussing all the topics from bookish banter, pop culture, and anything else that is honestly on our minds. We know how to talk, that's for sure.
And we hope that you're here and you're enjoying and you're going to have so much fun with us as we discuss everything between the covers.
Yes. So we're just going to go ahead and get into the introduction part of the episode. Just give you a little bit more insight of who we are. So I'm Kennedy, obviously. I'm 20 years old. My birthday is August 15th. I'm a 03 baby. I will be going into my senior year of college, live in Kentucky. I think that's the basic information you need to know right now.
So I'm Elizabeth. I'm also a junior, my third year of college. Well, just finished my third year, going into my senior year of college. My birthday's in February. I'm an Aquarius. Yeah, that's all I have to say for now. You'll get to know us more in detail as we go throughout this episode.
Yes, and we've been friends for a long time. I don't know, it's hard with the years because we met in elementary school.
We had class every single year in elementary school.
Yeah.
And then there was middle school. We went to different schools, but then we reconnected in high school.
Yep.
And now here we are.
We were in the same gym class, which was definitely interesting. You guys will for sure hear about that.
OG friends.
Yeah, so we're real ones for real. So yeah, that's just a little bit about us. I guess we can get into how we got into reading.
I know our stories are kind of a little similar.
Yeah.
But it was, at least for me specifically, I got really back into reading during COVID. I don't really know exactly what prompted it. Maybe I just got on Book Talk. But I remember it was me and Kennedy, we would be texting each other all the time have you seen this book on Book Talk, or I wanted to read this book. And then from there it just become a habit and a hobby of just reading books for fun.
Yeah, like she said, our stories are very similar, and I've always been a reader since I was little. Magic Tree House, Ramona and Beezus, all of those. And then over quarantine, I just remember being okay, I need something to do. I need to read. And then I remember Steph Bohr, is that how you pronounce her last name? She posted a book video, and it was on my recommended, and I just kept seeing it a lot, and I finally watched it. I was oh wow, she has some good book recs, especially from a former Wattpad girly. So I was okay, I'm gonna try them out. And then that's just kind of how I got into reading, found Book Talk, and all of that.
And now we have bookshelves full of books.
I know. Literally looks like I have a mini library in my room.
And that's the goal.
Right, that's the goal. Oh, I would love to have a library room in my future house. Gonna manifest that. Yeah. So why we started this podcast will be a good thing to get into now. Should we start from the beginning of
Yeah. So we were actually, right before we started recording, we were looking through our messages of when we started, because during when we're in college, we go to separate schools and we're really far from each other. So we really were just texting about it, and we found the photographic evidence. And Kennedy had sent me a link to a podcast, because I had just gotten into listening to podcasts, specifically book related podcasts. And then she just kind of threw it out there we should start a podcast, And then from there, we just kind of both just started sending each other book podcasts we were listening to, or things that we listened in the book podcast and things like that. And now here we are.
Yeah. And for me personally, well, this can fall for both of us, but we're both really big social media people. Out of all of our friends, it's us two. We watch the same YouTubers, listen to the same podcast. And I did have one, but it was just podcast is obviously fun because they're doing one, but doing it by yourself is a lot harder to hold yourself accountable, and it's not as creatively fulfilling, I would say, because you don't have someone to bounce off of you. And so I was wait, we should start one. And I actually found in my notes from a long time ago, in February of 2023, I wrote oh yeah, in 10 years I have a podcast with a close friend or just someone else. And what do you know?
Here we are.
We started
now.
that. So it's fate.
So then some of our goals for this podcast, you can go ahead, go over some of our goals we have.
Okay. So I guess, okay, I don't know how this like makes sense, but I'm gonna say like goals for like the podcast like as an entity, if that even makes sense. And then like for like our personal goals for it.
I think that's good.
Yeah, so for the actual podcast itself, I would say like the biggest thing is for us to like build a community, attract people who are like us, and just create like a safe space on the internet.
I agree. And I feel like sometimes when it comes to like talking about like books and just like pop culture, like everything going on, unless you have that like that person or that group of people you can go to, it's kind of like you keep those thoughts to yourself. So like through this podcast, you can create like a community of people who like also have these niche interests and like want someone to talk to or just like listen to someone else's thoughts about it too.
And like what we're talking about is like stuff that I want to hear in like podcasts, but honestly it's like hard to find. Like there's not a lot of like bookish girly podcasts and that combine it with also like pop culture and a bunch of like other stuff. So I feel like we're taking a bunch of our different interests and combining them, which I really like.
And then our like personal goals with the podcast.
To let us live our dream life.
Yes, literally.
Literally that.
We'd be texting each other and we're like, oh, manifesting for the podcast to blow up so we can do this and this and this.
Yes.
So please.
I'm putting it out there in this episode. When we hit a huge milestone, we're going to go to Monaco to treat ourselves. Yeah.
We'll talk about that later on in the podcast today.
Yeah, you'll understand more. So every week for this podcast, if you can't tell already, the episode is going to have like chapters down below and we're going to have different segments. So we're going to go ahead and get into the flow of that with this first episode, and we're going to get started with our favorites of the week. Liz, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so we're going to start off with our skincare. I've been slacking. I think towards the last couple of weeks of my spring semester, I ran out of like all my skincare products, and I honestly haven't like replenished and restocked. My skincare routine has literally consisted of just splashing water on my face and sometimes applying some like moisturizer. Like it's really bad.
But honestly, sometimes less is better.
Yes, yeah. And I feel like my skin hasn't reacted terribly. There has been like a couple, little struggles.
Yeah.
But it could be way worse. So I'm going to start to, get back into doing my skincare. Because I genuinely, when I do my skincare, it makes me feel like so refreshed and everything. So currently slacking, but maybe by the next episode, I'll have a different update.
Yes. For my skincare, I've just started recently getting into skincare. I feel like everyone else in our friend group was really on the skincare train before me, and I just now got onto it. But I really like the Good Molecules toner. It's like a 9-niacinamide brightening toner. That one's really good and very gentle because I have very sensitive skin, so I really like that one. And then the Ordinary Vitamin C serum, that is also very good. So check those out.
I'm going to have to check them out when I go restock my skincare supplies.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about now some of our favorite content creators. Do you want to start off?
Oh, yeah, I'll go. So I feel like the three of mine are pretty different from each other. But first, Morgan Riddle. If you don't know who she is, get in the know. Because she is the girlfriend of a very famous tennis player. But, like, she's not, like, just that. She's honestly the reason, like, her videos are, like, the reason I got into tennis and watching the Breakpoint show on Netflix. But her videos revolve around her life on the tennis tour. But she also, like, she's just, like, so smart. And, like, she's just such a girl's girl, you can tell. And she likes true crime, so she talks about that. And she shares, like, very good, like, podcast recs. And I really love her fashion. And recently she started to get into F1, which I love.
I'm currently looking up her YouTube videos, and I see that she went to the Miami Grand Prix.
Yes. Her videos are just so freaking good. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, I'm currently binging them right now. Yeah, I know she just went to the Miami Grand Prix. And then I think a Munich vlog is coming next because there's a tennis tournament there right now. So I'm excited for that one. Just very good vibes from her. And then next is Korean Englishman. If Kelsey's listening to this, she knows what's up. Basically, it's like this channel. It's like this guy. He's British. And how I found his channel was through this series of, like, British high schoolers trying, like, different Korean foods. And there's, like, this one specific group of kids that were, like, became regulars. And he took them on a trip to Korea. And then recently, he has this new series with the same people, but they're obviously older now. They're all in uni, but they're going to like a military school, and it's freaking crazy. Like, it's a little bit intense, but it's like really funny because all the guys are just very real. Like, there's this one scene where this guy was struggling to do pull-ups, and I was like, that would literally be me. And then my last rec would be Sophia and Chinzia. They're a British best friend duo, almost like us, but British. And they have a podcast, and they post really long vlogs. So if you like that type of content on YouTube, I really like it. It's very much like you're a fly on a wall. Like, it's very like raw and authentic, and they do a lot of traveling too. I really like their traveling vlogs, so I would recommend their videos as well, and they're really funny. So yeah.
So some of my favorite content creators right now, Haley Pham. I have been loving all of her like her new content because I used to watch her when I was younger, but then I don't know why I just kind of like stopped watching her. Can't really remember exactly why, but I stopped watching her, and recently I got back into like looking. I think one of her book videos popped up on my recommended, and I watched it and I really loved it, and then I just kind of like started binging all of her videos. Like, it's to the point where like I have to wait for a new video to drop and I immediately watch it. But I love all of her book videos. Just like, I don't know, I feel like I'm with her. Like, it's just cozy vibes all around. And then I love the editing with the book videos too, and they're also like long videos too. Like, I think the shortest video is like 15 minutes. Most of them are like 20 plus, and I have been loving the long form the long form content. That's the word.
Yep.
Another one of my favorites is Hannah Elise. I know Kennedy watches her too.
Love her videos.
I love her videos. She posts every single Sunday, and it's always like she'll do a lot of like vlog content, but then there's like different things, like obviously like the weekly vlogs or like self-care vlog type thing, but they're always long videos. Like, I'm talking 30 minutes plus, and I eat up every single minute of it. Like, her longest video that I've watched so far, she posted recently reading the Throne of Glass series, and she posted half of it spoiler free and then the other half spoiler. I haven't read it yet, so I watched the spoiler free the spoiler free part, and it was like 45 minutes, and I ate up all those 45 minutes. I sat through it, and I'm looking forward to reading Throne of Glass so that I can go back and watch the rest of the vlog. But I love Hannah Elise. And then also like TikTok creators, I've been really keeping up with. There's right now like a brand trip to Korea, and there's like 2 influencers on the trip that I specifically have been like keeping up with, and I've been keeping up with them before the Korea trip. But Emily Kaiser, she's a mom, so she does like mom videos, but also just like get ready with me, like things like that. And then also Vidya, she has the 2 kids who are in Kumon.
Yep. Love their videos.
And I love her. And Pukesh, I love that family, so I love their TikTok videos whenever they post. But those are my favorite content creators for the time being. So we're going to talk next about some pop culture trends or trendy topics that were like in the news or that got our attention, and we've just been wanting to talk about them. So we're going to start off. As you know, it's May 9th, first week of May, so the Met Gala just happened.
Yep.
What are our thoughts?
Liz, what are my thoughts? I don't know. I think that side just told you all. So the theme, shall we look up the theme real quick? It was like Garden of Time or something like that. And let's just say, I think we were all confused. I think the audience, the stylist, the celebrities, I think Anna Wintour, I think that's how you say it, even said like she had an apology about how it wasn't clear. But it was like Garden of Time or something like that. Oh, it says, I was
just going to say, I feel like some people really embraced the garden theme, and then some people went like a futuristic dystopian vibe that just clashed. But what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say on Vogue it says this year's exhibit was Sleeping Beauty's reawakening fashion. It was the Garden of Time dress code. So that was the theme.
I feel like even listening to that I'm confused. Like, what does Sleeping Beauty mean?
Yeah. I just assumed it would be kind of like more older type outfits, like very colonial,
like Bridgerton vibe.
Yeah, kind of, but like it's like a garden, so I'm thinking like tea party. But like,
I guess maybe like Sleeping Beauty, she slept for so long, and like like the waking up to like a, I don't know, unknown. I don't know what they were going with that.
Yeah, but Honestly, usually I love like looking at the outfits every year, but none of them were honestly like they didn't catch my interest. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I love this look. Of course, my favorites were, of course, Zendaya. Like, she slays. Both outfits, ate. And then Bad Bunny, because they were both, like, the most on theme. But even then, I wasn't wow. There's a lot I didn't like.
I've seen a lot recently, like after the Met Gala, of I don't even know who it was that was wearing it, but I've seen clips of this dress and it had like butterflies that kind of like moved. And it was
The
like
rich girl?
Yes.
Yeah,
Don't know who she was.
Yeah.
I just like I liked her dress. I don't know if it fully embodied the theme
Mm-hmm.
or not, but
yeah, I really
thought
liked it.
I thought it was cool because it was like the butterflies were like moving on her, but I don't know. I don't even know who she was, but I thought that was a cool fit.
Yeah, she was styled by Law too, so that's how you know.
But then there was like some fits that were just like why would you?
Yeah.
Like we were talking about before we started filming, the girl from The Bear, the TV show on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
I personally felt like her dress. Apparently, she had 2 outfits. I didn't know this, but Kennedy showed me the other one.
Yeah, I think it was her after party fit, maybe.
Her original outfit, I just felt like it was giving like prom. Like it was giving something I'd see at like a Macy's or a Dillard's. You know?
Yeah.
It just the theme was. It was something indeed.
Yeah. And then there was one dress by or not by, but Tyler wore. And I feel like it's kind of controversial because I'm seeing a lot of people love it. And like, yes, it is kind of like with the theme because she's wearing like sand essentially. And she has like a hourglass as like her accessory. But it's like, it looks like she just got out of the water and then rolled around in sand and it just stuck. And then, yeah, so it wasn't my favorite. And then, of course, I'm sure we all saw Doja's looks. She was in a towel and then a wet t-shirt, which I heard people say it was because, oh, she's supposed to be like a statue, but like, it didn't really give statue.
She just really goes out there for that bold fit, you know? Because last time, wasn't she like a cat?
Yeah, she was a cat.
She just wants to make a statement.
Yeah.
What the statement is, I have no clue, but
yeah,
it's a statement.
Honestly, a lot of the like men that like I were familiar with kind of did not slay. They kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
Like Chris Hemsworth.
I'm gonna need the Met next year to really be specific with their theme a little bit more.
Yeah.
This one was a miss.
And I'm gonna need Timothée Chalamet there next year.
Yeah, where was he? Where is he?
No, where is he? Come out of hiding, Timothy.
Yes, please.
We won't scare you away.
We know that Dune is over, but like, come out.
Is he even working on anything right now? I feel like he was recently filming something in New York.
I don't know. I feel like the last thing I saw of him was like during the Dune press releases and things like that.
Well,
Timothy,
I don't know. As you can tell, we're big Timothy fans, so
yeah. So our next pop culture topic is the Miami Grand Prix.
Y'all, this is my time to shine us. Oh, where do we even start? I feel like it's like too much to even get into how we got into F1. But wow, the Miami Grand Prix. All I'm gonna say is it was a great weekend if you're a McLaren fan, which
and even
I
if
am.
You're not, it was a great weekend.
Yes, because like I feel like Lando has like gained like the girls love Lando right now.
Yes,
and I'm one of them.
Like I personally, I love the F1, but more so like the F1 drivers.
Yeah,
of it.
You're
like,
so real.
I don't really keep up with like the, you know, like what it even is.
Mm-hmm.
But like as someone who doesn't keep up with it too much, the Lando edits of him winning.
Yes.
That'll do it for me.
Yeah, and like some of them, like some of the songs, like someone did an edit of him winning to the song Yellow by Coldplay.
Yes.
I was like, oh,
and then when they were like spraying the champagne and everything. Yeah. That was so good.
It was just so good. Like, we love that. And it's just like, it was his first ever win in Formula 1. Like, he hasn't gotten a win since he was in Formula 2, I think. And that was like a couple years ago. Not a couple years ago, like maybe like 5 years ago. I don't know.
And it was the way everybody was excited for him.
Yes.
Like even people who aren't like fans or like who, I don't know, who stay in a different race. I don't know what they're called. The brand.
Oh, a different team?
Yes,
on a different team? Yes.
Everybody was happy for him.
Yes. I loved it. Like, just seeing, like, Carlos congratulate him and, like, Max. And, like, it was just so good. Like, everyone was so happy for him. And, like, it just made sense that Lando won in Miami. Like, of course he did. And, honestly, I was thinking Oscar was gonna win at first. Or I was, honestly, in the beginning hoping for, like, a McLaren 1-2, maybe. That didn't happen, but maybe next race, since obviously we know their cars are capable of beating Max Verstappen. And then, of course, Charles Leclerc was third place. And I'm also a Ferrari fan. So
I love the blue fits right now that, that
yes.
they're wearing.
The blue fits for Miami was perfect. If only their cars were blue. But honestly, I know people didn't really like their cars because I feel like they thought, like, Ferrari might have hyped it up. But I feel like if they did, like, the light blue suits and the light blue car, it might have been too much, honestly.
Mm-hmm. They still got to keep, like, the regular Ferrari colors.
They got to keep the Ferrari look. But, yeah, so it was, like, a pretty good race. Nothing too crazy happened, which is good. I guess if you're, like, a if you're a Logan Sargent fan, you might be disappointed. He's, like, the only American, which I know a lot of American fans like him because of that. But, honestly, I don't really know too much about him, so I have no thoughts. But, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's my Miami GP thoughts. And I feel like we should get invited next year.
Exactly. We are putting it out there. This time next year.
Yes. Crossing our fingers.
Please.
And we won't refer to the race as I'm at the Formula One.
That sounds so weird to say. So, the Drake and Kendrick beef.
Yes.
That's been really in the news.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start with that one.
I feel like it's a if you know, you know situation.
Yeah. So, are you Team Drake or Team Kendrick?
I'm Team Kendrick.
Of course. The way Kendrick is eating up this man.
He really is. And I feel like Drake just, you know, he just left everything out there and Kendrick is, like, calling him out for it. And he's not saying any lies. And he exactly is calling him out as he should.
Yeah, and, like, see, the thing is, everyone's been, like, suspicious of Drake for a while, but, like, sorry, I said my mother, but, like, nothing's really been, like, he hasn't been called out like this before. I'm like, finally someone talks about him being a groomer. Mm-hmm.
And literally, it's the way Drake came out with, like, 1, and then Kendrick came out with, like, 5, like,
yeah. It's just crazy. And, like, Kendrick, he really, like, made all the haters in America feel safe, which I'm very grateful for. We are in our hater era right now. Yes. And that is perfectly okay. Hating on BBO Jersey.
Mm-hmm. So right before we started this, Kenny sent a screenshot of a Miss Hailey Bieber's Instagram post.
Yes, Hailey Bieber is pregnant, which honestly I'm not a big, like, Hailey Bieber fan, but all the memes about how Selena Gomez is gonna react to this is, like, so funny.
I mean, as we all know, Justin is obviously still not over Selena.
Like, obviously.
That'll be very interesting.
So we'll see if Selena Gomez has some Instagram story deletes soon.
Or even if Justin even posts too. Because I feel like he never be posting about his life, so.
But I feel like the pictures were, like, really cute, so.
Yeah. At first, I thought I don't know, because it was, like, the white dress. I was like, bruh, aren't they already married? Mm-hmm. But then I saw, like, the bump, and I was like, oh.
But I wonder how long she is, because I feel like I've seen, like, pregnancy rumors for a while.
I guess time will tell whenever the baby comes out.
That's true. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So that's the end of our little pop culture chat. Now we're going to get into what we are watching.
So we both watched The Idea of You on Amazon Prime. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, it's the, like, it was a Wattpad, wasn't it? It was a fanfic. I don't know if it was on Wattpad or not.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I'm pretty sure it had to be on Wattpad because, like, Wattpad, fanfics, they go hand
I knew
in
it was, like, turned into, like, an actual published book, but I don't know if it was, like, a Wattpad story before that.
I feel like it kind of started that way, but don't quote me. But anyways, what I'm getting at is, the rumor is it's based on Harry Styles, so it's, like, the Harry Styles fanfic. And let's just say, if you haven't watched the movie already, I don't know what you're doing. Right. But also, it's literally based on Harry Styles. Because that movie, it was like I was watching Harry Styles. No. The dupe. Don't get me wrong. It was like the knockoff version of Harry Styles.
It's given we got Harry Styles at home.
Exactly. Like, it was literally like a, what are those called?
Biopics?
Yes, it was a biopic of Harry is what it was giving. Especially the ending scene where he's singing at that one...
Oh, the Graham Norton? Yes. I'm just like, I wonder how, like, they approached him to be in the movie.
That's, like...
Like, could you imagine? I would have been like, sure, I'll do this.
And then we also, we've been sending, so we have this, like, we have this group chat with our other friend who also keeps up with, like, the things going on in the pop culture world. Shout out Kelsey. And I forgot who sent it. It might have been me. Somebody sent a TikTok, and it was when what's his name, Aaron Taylor Johnson, watches the movie or what
Oh
he thinks
yeah.
of it. Let me find it really quickly.
Yeah. I'll talk while you find that. But yeah, it was a crazy movie. At first, I didn't think I was gonna like it because of the age gap, but I honestly went in pretty blind. But I really ate it up. But it truly was like watching a Wattpad story, like come alive. It was like out of all the like Wattpad stories to movie adaptations, this for sure was like the best one that I've seen so far. Yeah.
Especially I feel like just with like Anne Hathaway in it, like that
Yes.
automatically made it a million times better
Yeah.
than like After or something.
Yeah.
I found the TikTok, but it said the movie and it's the idea of you, and it says the review. This is what Aaron Taylor Johnson thinks his relationship looks like, and then in our group chat we were saying how like that's what the wife also thinks the relationship
Right.
looks like.
Right. Right.
It's like it's not a work of art, but it's a good little quick watch, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's cute. Yeah. I will watch it again with like friends.
Yeah.
I don't think I will watch it by myself.
Oh no, I don't think I could pull up
Yeah.
by myself. It took me a couple times to watch it too.
Yeah, for some reason it took Liz like 5 business days to watch this movie.
But I got it done. That's all that really matters.
That's true. But yeah, honestly, I'm not watching much. I'll probably have more to say next week though, because I have some stuff I need to catch up on. So
Yeah, I mean, I've just been watching This Is Us. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix right now, and you need to watch it. It's amazing, and that's all I have to say about it right now. So our next little segment is going to be our song of the week. So Kennedy, what have you been listening to?
So recently, in the past couple months, I have gotten into my house music era, and that is definitely because I've been just consuming a lot of European content, and you know them Europeans love house music. So my song is "Friendly Pressure Into the Sunshine" mix. I think we can play like a couple seconds of it so y'all can like get the vibe of it. Hopefully we won't get demonetized. Oh wait, we're not making money yet, but we won't get copyrighted. That's what I meant to say. Copyrighted. So we'll play like 5 seconds of it. Or I'll try to find like a good part of it so y'all get the vibe. Cause it's like a perfect summer song. I'll like move it to the middle so y'all can hear the vibe. Oh wait. Yeah, so that's the vibe of that song. So good. Should definitely add it to your playlist.
So my song of the week. I don't know how I got onto this group person. I don't really know. It's an Italian group or person. I don't know if it's like an actual group or if it's the singer. Their name,
Their name.
Coez, Coez. I think it was, there's this person I follow on Instagram who posted the song on their story or something, or maybe I saw it on TikTok. I don't know. Somehow I found this group and I've actually been listening to them. Do I have any idea what they're saying in the song? Not at all. There's some parts where I can kind of pick up to because it's a little bit similar to Spanish, but like for the most part I don't know. But I've just been really liking it. So let me turn my volume. And I just realized I never said what the song name is. But it's La Tua Canzone, which is I think means your song. I don't really know. But I've really been listening to this Italian group person. Yeah.
Sounds like a vibe. It sounds like a good summer song too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the windows down.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So next we're gonna get into our current reads because we're readers, obviously. I can go first on this one. So I'm currently reading Daisy Hates by Jessica Hastings. It's the, or is it Jessa Hastings? Whatever, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's the second book in the Magnolia Parks universe. You definitely have to read the first book before you read this one. But it's pretty good. I can't say too much about it because I feel like it would spoil a lot for the first book. But it's really good. The relationship is kind of like a friends with benefits type thing. Has to do with London gangs. And the main character is really smart. It's really messy. They're rich kids in London. So if you like that vibe, you should definitely check it out. I'm almost done with it. I should finish it within the next couple of days.
My current read, so I wasn't really reading anything, to be honest with you. I think I read last week The Nanny. I don't know who it's by. I forgot her name. I think it was Casey Ferguson. I could be lying to you though, but I read that book and it was like a quick, like romance, like quirky, short, quick pace. You know, just getting through it. Like a three-star rating, 3.5. You know, nothing crazy, but I ate it up. Of course. So I recently downloaded. I downloaded the other night her second book, The Fake Mate. And I started it last night / this morning. And let's just say I don't know how I'm feeling about it. I texted Kennedy about it this morning and I was like, bro, like, what am I reading? So I went into it just completely blind. I just said, you know, The Nanny was a good little read. I need another quick read. I'm going to download this book and read it. And I started it and I was reading through it and I was a little confused. And then it started talking about some tales and some crawling in the snow on all fours and like werewolves and shifting. So basically from what I'm following now, it's these two doctors, and in this like world there's like werewolves who coexist with humans, and it's like they call it shifting or whatever when like they transform. I haven't gotten that deep, so no one has become a werewolf yet, but basically it's this girl. She works at this hospital and she enters into this like fake dating thing with this other doctor, and for her it's because like she wants to get her grandmother off her back about like not being with anyone and going on like all these dates that go nowhere. And then on his side, apparently he's like the alpha of the group, and so like alphas, they're rare and they're rumored to like there's a lot of like stereotypes and rumors that are like negative about them, and somebody sent in an anonymous tip to the hospital, and he's like going to meet with the board and he's like scared he's going to lose his job. So he says that he's like mated to her, which is like the werewolf equivalent of like marriage, to kind of get them off his back. Something like that. I'm not too far into it. I'm like on chapter 4, so we'll see how it goes. I think what I'm struggling with is like I didn't realize it was werewolves when I got into it. So I was really caught off guard, and then just like picturing it in my head, I just couldn't picture it. Like even on the cover of the book, they like don't have tails, but in the book they're talking about having tails. So like I can't picture if they have a tail just like sticking out of their pants. But that's my current read. We'll see if I finish it or if it turns into a DNF.
Yeah. When I first saw her text this morning, I was like, now how did this author in the same series write like a nanny romance and then the second one's like a werewolf romance? That's crazy.
Like her first book had like a OnlyFans component to it, so it's kind of like out there. But then this one, I feel like is really out
that's
there
like supernatural.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then like on the cover now, because after I figured out that there's werewolves on the cover, I was like, am I missing something? I see like little paw prints. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I feel like I'll just have to ignore the werewolf part of it.
Yeah.
So some of our next segment is going to be some of our upcoming reads or just books that we're looking to read. I would say like this summer or like our next read, I guess. So I'll go ahead and start. I don't really know what I'm trying to read. I feel like I'm kind of in a book slump, but I'm not in a book slump. Like I'm trying to figure out what's speaking to me. Right before this book slump era of mine, I was really into the fantasy books. Like I read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I read Divine Rivals in the second book. So I'm really, I think, into my romantasy or just fantasy era. So I really want to pick up a fantasy book. I'm either thinking of doing like Powerless whenever the new book comes out, or also diving into the Sarah J. Maas universe and starting up ACOTAR. I'm a little nervous about it because their books are really thick and there's a lot in the series, but I've heard that like once you do go into that universe, there's no turning back. So I want to experience that. And then also maybe like a thriller book. I know Frida McFadden, Ava Jules, she talks about her a lot. I read one of her books. I really, really loved it. So I want to like get into more of that. And then on the romance side, I want to do some more Abby Jimenez books. I read Yours Truly. I didn't realize that they're like standalones, but like also in a series, but like you can read them on their own. And I know her new book just dropped, so I want to read the first book of the Part of Your, I think it's Part of Your World. I don't really know, but that one, and then her new book. That's like my books that I'm looking forward to reading, or just like genres, kind of.
Yeah, and I just wanted to comment real quick on the ACOTAR. I heard like that series not even finished yet.
Yeah.
And there's already like 5 books, and like the last couple are like thick.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure like her only finished series is Throne of Glass.
That's crazy.
Because like Crescent City, those books are thick.
Yes, and like you have to read ACOTAR before you read Crescent City. Yeah. Apparently.
So I don't know like when her new book is gonna drop, but I know it's gonna drop before I finish.
Right.
What is your upcoming reads, Kennedy?
I don't have a specific one, but I just know I want to read a thriller. I have The House Across the Lake. Might do that one. Then I have another one. It's called like In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, and I think it's like a murder happened, and this girl goes back to like the school because it's like a reunion, and it kind of like redigs up like old information and emotions. So I was like, that kind of sounds interesting. But then also The Good Girl's Guide to Murder is getting turned into a TV show, so I'm like, ooh, I really want to read those books too. So we'll just see my vibe. I might like read one standalone and then jump into a series.
My vote is that you should definitely do the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Yeah.
And I'll probably binge them quick too.
And I love how that series like details from book 1 become relevant in book 3, and everything just comes full circle and together. Like, yeah, you just need to read it.
Okay, that might be my next read for sure then.
So now that we have all of our little segments out the way, we're going to jump into, like, the main part of our episode today.
Yes.
So our book topic for this episode is we're going to do a little round of who's most likely to, but book edition and also real life edition, you know?
Yes.
Letting you guys, our listeners, get to know us a little bit more on our first episode.
Yes, just get to know a little bit more about our personalities and seeing how we bounce off. So, so should we do, like, we each say one, go back and forth? Okay.
We each came up with 6, so we're just going to go, like, back and forth. You can start off, though.
Okay, so my first one is, who's most likely to be in a fake dating trope in real life?
I feel like both of us.
Yeah.
But we have to choose one.
I feel like, I don't know.
I feel like I would be in a fake dating trope.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Because I'm trying to think of, like things in my life that I would need a fake dating trope for. I feel like you might go to, like, more events or something.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I would need one. Because on my mom's side of my family, we have a lot of people that are, like, my age. Like, I literally have 2 cousins that are the same age as me.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and they're both in, like, real committed relationships. And for those of you who don't know, I'm not. But I feel like it's going to be, like, a fake dating in a wedding type thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking when I said events. I was like, yeah, Liz is going to need, like, a date to a wedding. Yeah.
And I don't even think it's going to be, like, pressure for my family. It's going to be more so me just not wanting to have that conversation with all of my family members.
Yeah.
As one of my cousins who's literally my age is getting married. So I think, hit me up in the future when I need my fake dating person.
Yeah. If y'all got hot boyfriends, oh my god, I was just saying if y'all got hot boyfriends in my way.
No, she really wants me to get caught up at this point.
No, not that. If y'all have hot brothers, cousins, I mean, you might not find them hot, but, like, if a lot of people find them hot, send them our way.
Our next one, okay, so my first one is, who's most likely to end up in a one-bedroom trope? One-bed trope.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I could, like, see myself because I'll just be like, because I'm very much, like, a people pleaser or something. Mm-hmm. Like, if we're going to share a bed, then yeah, I guess so. I don't want to, like, bother anybody to, like, get a situation fixed.
I feel like, yeah, I agree. I could see you ending up in a one bed, oh my gosh, one bed trope. Just because I feel like it's going to be, like, a situation where, like, I don't know, something ended up, as the books go, something ended up messed up. And you're just like, oh, like, whatever.
Yep.
It's okay. I'll sleep on the ground. And then you're like, oh, no, like, you can sleep up.
Well, I don't think I would suggest sleeping on the ground. I would just be like, we can just, like, share the bed, just stay on our side. Like, it's not that deep. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how it would be.
And next thing you know, she has a book situation.
Yes. No, I feel like Liz, you'd be the one to be like, oh, you can sleep on the ground or I can sleep on the ground.
Yeah. I feel like I would take the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would take the ground. Unless it's someone who, like, you know, I have a liking towards.
Oh, true.
But if not, I think I would take the ground.
Yeah. Okay, mine is, who's most likely to survive the Hunger Games universe? Definitely wouldn't be me.
I feel like it wouldn't be me either. I feel like it would be neither one of us.
Yeah, neither one of us. We would be out first round.
Yeah, I feel like and I've said this before because I was rewatching it with some of my friends. The only way I would survive is I would like find a hiding spot and
Yes.
everybody would forget about me.
Literally that.
And that's the only way I would survive because I feel like I'm just not. I feel like I couldn't kill someone.
Yeah, that.
And second, I don't have like the abilities and the resources to like maneuver my way through that situation and survive.
Yeah, like I have no survival instincts at all.
Like I'd be watching the movies and I'm like, dang, that was smart.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, I know.
And I feel like I don't really have that much will to live in that type of situation.
I feel like I would just end it myself.
Yeah, no, literally that.
So my next one is most likely to binge read a book over savoring a book. I feel like me.
Yeah.
I feel like once I get hooked to a book, there's no putting that book down. Like I will.
You have to. Yeah. You have to just read it.
I tell myself like, oh, I need to savor it. Like I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end. But here I am staying until 3 a.m. finishing that book. You know, it just. Yeah. Once I'm hooked, I just can't put it down, and then that's why I go through these book withdrawals where nothing hits the same after I finish that book.
I haven't binged a book since I read the Selection series, which was like years ago.
I can't relate. I think my most recent book that I binged was Iron Flame and Fourth Wing. Once I was in,
during the school year, crazy.
It was during winter break. Iron Flame, though, was, like, the first 2 weeks of school, though, so that didn't really count, you know?
Yeah. Okay, mine is most likely to survive or, like, end up in a Colleen Hoover plot. Mine is the ends with this plot because that would just be messed up. So, I'm like, can we put that in?
Yeah. Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. I feel like survive is probably a better word because I feel like all her book plots are, like, a little rough.
Like, I'm just thinking of, like, Verity.
Yeah, yes, Verity or, maybe November 9.
That one was like, depressing, though, too.
True.
I feel like...
Or Ugly Love. I'm like, what happened in that book again?
I don't even remember. Something about a plane.
Oh, was it, like, a best friend's brother or something?
Yeah, I think, like, the guy was, like, a pilot or something like that. As you can see... We haven't read those books in a long time.
Yeah.
So who's surviving or ending up in it? I don't know.
I don't know, for real. I feel like we're too smart. Like, we'd be like, there's a lot of red flags here. Like
when it comes to, like, Verity, we wouldn't have ended up in that situation.
Oh, yeah.
We would have been gone.
Yeah. As soon as I thought that lady was alive, I would have been out of there.
Yeah, I know. Like, those, like, ones where it's like, no.
Yeah.
And then, but some of, like, her other books, like November 9th. I'm, like, looking at my bookshelf.
I know, I'm, like, looking over.
November 9th and, like, Reminders of Him. Is that what it's called? Like,
those were good ones.
Those were good ones. I feel like those could go either way.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of, like, depressing. Moral of the story, we don't want to end up in a Colleen Hoover situation.
Yeah. I would rather die.
And, yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
That's our answer. We both would rather die.
Yeah. So... My next one is most likely to read multiple books at the same time. I feel like, I don't think me.
Yeah, I've definitely read books multiple times, so I would say me.
I just can't, like, read. I feel like my mind would get the characters all confused, and yeah, I have to read one book at a time.
Yeah. Sometimes I listen to a book, like, on audio book, read a physical book, read something on my Kindle. Yeah. I don't know.
Kudos to you. Yeah. My brain, it just doesn't function that way.
But, like, honestly, I don't really like to read that way, but it just happens.
Sometimes you just, like, get a little bored in a book, and then you, like, pick up another one, and next thing you know, you're, like, nose deep into that book. Yeah. So, it just happens.
Yeah. My next one, which we already kind of talked about earlier, off the mic, but we was, like, most likely to solve the riddles in the inheritance games. And definitely wouldn't be me. I would be sitting there confused.
Yeah, I think it's neither one of us.
Yeah, the answer is neither of us.
No, because I would be reading and I would be, like, flipping the page and I'd be, like, so into it. But I'm, like, I don't know where this is going at all. Yeah. Yeah, like...
I don't think I understood a single one. And, like, I would see reviews. They're like, oh, my, it was so fun solving the riddles along with them. I'm like, I was not one of those people.
I was reading along with their journey. Yes. I was following the journey. Yes. And I would be shaking my head like, yeah, totally. Yeah. That makes sense. Absolutely does not make sense. Like, whatever plot twists happen in Inheritance games, I didn't see them coming.
Yeah, me neither.
My next one is most likely to go through a book slump post finishing a book.
Honestly, both of us.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I've been victim to going through those book slumps so many times.
Yeah.
It's just nothing
compares to like that one book.
Exactly. Like it just takes up every single moment of your day.
Yeah.
And you start a new book and it's just not the same.
Like I'm just still trying to get that feeling from when I've read some books when I first got into reading again.
Right. Like being able to like go back, what I would do to go back and read that book for the first time.
Yes.
That is the book lover's life.
Yes. Okay. My next two are actually not bookish, but most likely to die first in a zombie apocalypse. I don't know, because I feel like we would both have the same strategy of hiding.
Yeah, I feel like we would die together.
Yeah, die together.
I feel like we would be in separate locations, and we would somehow end up in the same place. Be like, oh, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I feel like the group chat, we would all be in the same place, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think we would survive.
Yeah, I don't think I would have that much will to live in that situation, honestly, either. But, yeah. But it is, like, compared to, like, the Hunger Games, it's, like, the real world. So it's, like, we would have guns and stuff, so I could just, like, shoot at the zombies.
Exactly. And yeah, I feel like you have, like, just with that, you have, like, more resources to hide, too.
Yeah.
Like, find a bunker. You're set.
Oh, my gosh, like that one movie.
Yes, with the,
Yep.
We know what we're talking
End
about.
of the World.
I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
The one that Obama, like, directed.
Yep, on Netflix. Yep.
So confused by it. My next one is most likely to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I have bad luck, so I feel like that would be me.
I feel like
like I'm just always in a type of situation where I'm just like, oh, am I supposed to be here?
I feel like the amount of times that Kennedy will text in our group chat and be like, bro, like I'm in line at the dining hall and you won't believe like what I'm listening to, the people behind me.
Yes, that would be me. I'm just always seeing something, just always in some type of situation. Like something's just always happening to me. Like my life can never go smoothly.
Yeah, and I feel like you never like go out seeking that. It just finds you somehow.
It does. I'm like, is this karma or for what? I haven't messed somebody up. That's so rude.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Most likely to.
Oh wait. Oh. It's my turn. Me just so confidently being wrong. Okay. Most likely to get arrested accidentally.
I feel like it would be you.
You see, but I disagree.
I feel like we have to defend ourselves.
Yeah, okay. I feel like it would be you, Liz. I'm a goody two shoes. I'd be too scared to do stuff. I feel like you might be like, I don't know.
I feel like, yeah, I could see that. I could see myself, like, just going along with, like, whatever's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you end up getting arrested.
Bro, that would happen to me. I would be the only one to get arrested. And everybody who was the ones planning would be, nobody would even suspect of them. Yeah. I would say you because just going back into my answer of, like, wrong place, wrong time, I think you would be, like, I don't know, you would be somewhere and, I don't know, some, like, murder or, like, a theft would happen.
It would be your murder. You would set me up.
And then they just, like, take you in.
I'll be like, I'm a good girl, officer. Don't arrest me.
They beg to differ. So my last one is most likely to compare real life guys to book guys.
Both of us.
Yeah, the silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this why we're single? Honestly, it's book guys and famous guys.
Yeah. It's comparing them to anybody I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If y'all could see what we're working with in Kentucky, you would understand.
You really would. It's tough out here.
Yeah. But I think we both kind of agreed. Our husbands are not in America, so we just need to go out looking. I think my husband is in Europe somewhere.
That's what I also tell myself too.
Yes.
He's in a different continent waiting for me.
Yes.
And we'll get there.
And I hope the country is Italy because I love Italian food. So, but I love a British boy as well. So yeah.
As we can tell by your influencers.
Oh. Anyone else watch Beta Squad? No, it's playing. But yeah. So I guess it would be a good time to end off this episode. Do you have any thoughts you would like to share?
I'm excited. We finished our first episode. That's just crazy to think about. And Thank you so much for listening, if you stay long for the journey.
And you should definitely leave this podcast a 5-star rating on Spotify. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts, because that's like how we get in better, you know what I'm trying to say, with the algorithm. And we're also uploading the audio on YouTube, and all that stuff will be linked in the description. So if you just want to throw the audio up on YouTube in the background while you're doing stuff, you should also do that. Like, subscribe, and comment if you want to.
And go ahead and check out our Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Go follow us, like, comment. Tell us what you want to listen to. What do you want from us? Yep. We have a lot of ideas planned out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And a lot of really fun episodes. So let us know what else you guys want to listen to, because we can make it work. We can make it work for you.
Yes. We're both really excited about this, and we hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to be uploading every Wednesday. They're going to be posted 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can do the math to wherever you live, but yeah, every Wednesday you'll be getting a new episode from us. And
that's a wrap on our first episode.
Bye!